Park niggas know me. Curtbone, little homie. All days, yeah. Been a road.
Yeah, man. So you in Lawton and all that. So what unit or what joint? Aquan, Youth Center.
Yeah, I went to Aqua. I went to the Quack first, and they put me in the animal house, 6 dome. So when I first went in there, took my bags in there. You know, when you come in the dome, you right there in the TV room area, and the police office right here. So what's crazy is it could be intimidating to a person that's scared, right? Of Lawton, from all the stories they heard about Lawton, right? It could be an intimidating scene because you got all killers sitting in this TV room, and when you come in there, everybody, all eyes on you.
Right.
So they sizing you up, they looking at what you got, they looking at your shoes, they looking at your bag, and if you ain't a man that can handle yourself, when you put that bag down by that bed, that shit gone. That shit gone. Your bed might be on fire and you out of there. If you you hot, you don't stand a chance. You know that. You don't stand a chance, and then somebody gonna recognize you.
And give people a visual around the world of Lawton, like the youth centers and how it's broken down.
Yeah. So a lot of people think when they hear Lawton, they think it's just one jail.
Okay.
So it's broke down to like I believe 6 different compounds: Youth Center, Aquan, Central, Behind the Wall, Modular, and I might be missing one.
Is it, you said Behind the Wall, Central, Aquan. You said that.
Yeah.
It was 1 and 2, right? Aquan,
Yeah, Aquan 1 and 2. Yeah, 1 and 2 side. Yup. And it's all dormitories, so it's no cells down there. So you in a dormitory, man, with 125, 135, 40 maybe, and out of that 140, 100, however many, you know what I mean, you might got 80, 90 killers in that dome.
Right. Damn, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's like my man Herb Douglas, rest in peace, man. He used to always tell me, he say, man, he was down the joint. He said he had a man that this nigga punish niggas when they sleep. They say when niggas sleep, he run around and put the knife in you, right? Yeah. And they say when in the daytime, he got 4 or 5 dudes that they play dominoes and cars by his bed, and he sleep all day. Yeah. But at nighttime, he just punishing niggas while they sleep.
I seen one of the wildest things I seen down Aquan when I first got down there, right? And fortunately enough, I ended up in the block the dome with my men. Right. So we was cool and cover my homies. So, it was cool for me. But one of the wildest things I seen, man, was I'm up late night one night watching Good Times and shit. And I see like 3 dudes. I see 3 dudes walking down the aisle. And I could tell they up to something. They got their coats on, they got the scullies on, and got the gloves on. So I'm just watching. I'm laying on the bed, I'm just watching them. And they go to another dude, bed is in the bed, sleep. Both of them get up underneath the bed, pull the sheet down. On each side, they hold the sheet down so he can't move while their man butch him. He had to hit him probably like 18, 19 times, man.
And they covered him completely with the sheet. He couldn't even move. He was bracing the joint.
Couldn't move. They strapped him down. They pulled the sheet down over top of him, held it down. Right. While they sat on the floor, just held it down. He couldn't move.
And he's screaming like a motherfucker.
Yeah, he butched him.
And when you go behind the wall, how the hell behind the wall supposed to be like a lockdown joint or something, right?
Yeah.
How dudes keep getting crushed back there and stabbed back there?
They got community rec.
Okay.
They got community. You come off of rec on the tier, and outside in the rec yard, right? And when you go in the rec yard, Lawton, man, was Lawton, man, and you got family members that work there, people that you grew up that work down there, and I can give up the game now because it's closed, but you got family members that come on a visit and pass your handcuff key. So, when you come off a rec, you handcuffed, you shackled up going to the rec yard. You got a key, you come about that joint, and if you see your man in cuffs, it's damn near, you know what I mean?
Anything go.
Anything go.
Right. And it's crazy, like I say, and a lot of people don't know where they're going to know now. They don't know that you actually did a movie or documentary. Right. On Lawton. Was it a movie or documentary?
It's a documentary with me and a couple of my partners, man, E.R. Williams and Kareem Mowat, 100 Films, and we put together a documentary, man, about Lawton. Dug deep in the archives, man, just give you a little history about Lawton. Lawton, man, over 100 years old, so we trying to squeeze like over 100 years of history within 160 minutes or something, like 90 minutes, I meant.
And when I first seen y'all talking about in the advertising the joint, I was like, damn, that's a hell of a piece. Yeah. But I said that's going to be a lot of opinions, because everybody, I don't care what era you talk to, whether it be 60s, 70s, 80s, everybody, you feel like when the time I was there, it was the roughest, right? So how did that go about? Did you have any kickback with dudes saying, man, that story ain't there, so he ain't get it right, or this dude was that, or how did that go about?
Because, when we shot the premiere last weekend, we had one of the old timers in attendance, man, Rose Brown.
Oh, yeah.
And
Rose Brown
was there. Yeah, Rose Brown was there, and Miss Poteet the warden. So a lot of the history that we gave up in that documentary was it was facts, man. It was like, and we didn't try to like make no distinction between which generation was the roughest, which generation put the most work in, and nothing like that. Lawton was rough, man, from the time that joint was designed for just drunk drivers to up until they housing one of some of the worst killers that come out of the streets of D.C.
So you gave me history. So it was initially built for drunk drivers.
Yeah. Aquan was.
That's the oldest joint.
Yeah.
So the drunk drivers, was they coming from D.C. too, or just period?
Come from D.C.
So yeah, they tell me Lawton now is residential. It says some bad houses down there and all that type of stuff.
When we started shooting, we went down there, and we actually had to break into the wall to get footage behind the wall. We had to break up in there.
You broke in the wall.
Yeah, we broke in there. That's crazy, right? We breaking into jail to film, but that was the only way we can get this footage, right, and make it authentic. But yeah, when we went to Aquan and on over Central, if you could believe it or not, the dormitories that once housed, inmates, man, they turned into single unit apartment buildings inside the dome.
And they kept the structure, the outside structure.
The whole
That's
structure.
mean right there.
That joint blew my mind, man. I couldn't believe it, man. I took at the time she was my girlfriend, my wife now, man, I took her down there, and, she heard all the stories about Lawton. And when she saw the cells that they houses in, man, was no bigger than this area right here. She broke down. She couldn't believe and imagine, like, a human, man, being subjected to this type of living conditions down here.
Right. And parlaying on what you just said, from you doing the time you did, how many years you totally done?
25.
25 years straight.
Straight.
So from a psychological standpoint, from you being in close quarters like that, do you see any side effects from that? Any?
I mean, don't get me wrong, mental health issues is real, man. You know what I mean? And I try my best not to, like, say I need help or think that I became, a certain kind of way because of these conditions, right? But it affects everybody differently, man. You know what I mean? And I tried my best to utilize my time to the best of my ability so I wouldn't go crazy in there or lose my mind. I done seen so many people, Bone, like, really lose it, man. People that I once looked up to that were strong individuals, men, really lose their mind, man, like defecating on themselves. You know what I mean? Walking around, not grooming themselves, hair all nappy, wild. And I know a guy, man, that you and I both know. You know what I mean? Duval lost his mind in there, man. You know what I mean? I hope, man, that you get it together, man. I hope God see him through that. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? It could take a toll on a person mentally, man, and mental health issues, man. I hope DC really take that serious, man, and provide that for them youngest that got that them stresses, the numbers to do.
Right, and you said a serious piece, man, because like man, close friends of mine, we talk about that a lot about the mental health piece, and we all got some residue of it, right? And did you ever think or even consider talking to a therapist or a doctor concerning your journey?
Well, I have. While I was in, you know what I mean? I should go up there, mental health department, talk to the psychiatrist and everything. You know what I mean? He didn't find nothing wrong with me, or nothing right there. Like right before I make parole, that's one of the requirements. You got to talk to a psychiatrist. So he gave me a good review. So ain't nothing wrong.
He gave you a good review with the knife, without the knife. You had a knife on you. He gave you good. You ain't going there and say, man, I got to come home right now, man. Did you?
Nah. Like I said, Bone, I tried my best to keep my mental intact, keep my sanity intact by keeping my brain muscle strong, man, by doing a lot of reading and educating myself in that joint. You know what I mean? I got a lot of trades, man. I got my degree in there, so I just wasn't wilding.
Right. Because I read something somewhere, I heard somewhere, it might be an interview, you said you got a dental assistant too, right?
Yeah.
That's strong, man. That's strong. And on the, I'm gonna close on the mental health piece, but that was big that you talked to somebody, even though you said, as you said, it was mandatory. I'm assuming, but you did speak to somebody, and I think that's big for somebody like yourself, because a lot of young dudes they looking at your story. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They Google and they saying, damn, Sean Branch talked to a therapist. You know what I'm saying, about what he going through. It might get him some little will to walk in that joint.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. You know, I'm not going, like I said before, I'm not trying to glorify it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But I did a lot of things, man, in my life, man, that a lot of people would think that I'm crazy or I'm a sociopath or whatever the case may be, right? You know what I mean? Label me serial killer or whatever. You know how they do. But you know what I mean? So it can take a toll on a person mentally, man. Like those demons can come back and haunt you. You know what I mean? If you're not strong enough mentally, man, to really want to change.
Right.
You know what I mean? Really want to change, man, and look at life differently and treat life differently.
Yeah, that's big. That's big, man. So you down Lorton, man. You done seen all the blood. You had all your Lorton spurns. You a vet down there. Now, Lorton shoot you to the feds, right? You in the feds. You out there with the rest of the country.
Yeah.
The habits that you learned in Lorton, the behavior you had learned in Lorton, what happened when you go in the feds? Did they cross with each other?
Well, you know, the old timers, man, that you know, when Lorton closed down, they sent us to the CCA in Youngstown, Ohio first. Mm-hmm. So by us being up there, you know, I still had that Lorton mentality, you know what I mean, and that ruggedness. So, you know, and I couldn't wait to get to the feds because of all the stories that I heard about, you know, the ABs and all these other people, man, from all these other different geographical locations.
And the plug, they say the plug in the feds, the plug's the feds, yeah.
So, you know, I really wanted to get there to meet some people, man, that wasn't from DC, but at the same time, you know what I mean, drape myself in that DC flag, man, them 3 stars, them 2 bars, and walk them compounds, let them know that we here. This a different breed of youngins, man, that's in this federal system. And you know, we heard the stories about the ABs, you know what I mean, but we was a different breed. And we wasn't going for what our older homies was going for back then. You come with the bullshit, we gonna bring it.
Yeah, it's crazy because even when I was in the Fed, we was in Oakdale, Louisiana, and it was me, a Philly dude, a New York dude. It was cool. We was just kicking on the compound, so you know everybody talking about they flag, right? Yeah. And I was like, I say, man, ain't nobody making noise like our homies, right? So they was like, shit, you know, everybody giving their spiel. So administrator came down, walked down the Wilson. So I said, man, hold up for a second. Let's ask you a question. And he come over the joint. And we said, I say, who give you the most problem in the Bureau of Prisons? He say, what you mean? I say, Spanish gangs, blacks, any city, you know. He said, oh shit, DC guys,
all day,
right?
All day.
And they just looked at each other, right? And I was like, man, I said, it ain't like it's something you want to just brag about, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Man, listen, when we left Ohio, they sent 2 buses to Lewisburg, 80 of us. Right. So when I got there, I met a California guy named PJ from PJ's from Inglewood, I think it was, and no, PJ's from Inglewood, and he said when he heard us, me and him got cool later as I started working in the dem lab. He said, man, we heard y'all was coming. Everybody started finding stuff they can make knives out of them. Like, man, DC dudes come in with that bullshit. Man, we gotta get ready.
Right,
yeah,
right.
But it was cool, man. When they finally got the chance to meet us, they was like, man, y'all some cool dudes for real. Like, y'all ain't going for nothing as long as the person don't cross that line. Right. But y'all some cool motherfuckers.
And it's crazy, cause, man, DC, because a lot of people don't know, because they always say everything federal, right? And I was like saying, before they started putting everybody in the feds, they had them contracts, like you said, with Ohio, with Tennessee, with Texas. Yeah. And niggas was going down there fucking the contracts up. Yeah. They putting them out the jails, right? I'm like, damn. So, and give you a quick funny story. When I went to the feds, we went to a holdover to El Reno, Oklahoma. We in the R&D or the bullpen, I guess they would call. So they send everybody to the unit. They call your name off. So they say, everybody with 016, stand over there. So we go over there, stand. So they send everybody to the unit. They got like about at that time, about 25 of us or something. So they gave us a whole separate orientation. It was like, man, letting you know right now, you come down with that bullshit, you know what I'm saying? We're going to beat your ass. We're going to hide you till you heal up. Yep. You ain't going to use no calls. Or we're going to fuck you up, basically, right? So I'm like, what the fuck, right?
They did it like that.
And I had a gold charm house with the cross and the rope. And they said, as long as you say it's $100 in value, they let you keep it, right? Even though the joint had a nice little number on it, right? crack, and nigga went right to me. Bam! Snatched it off my neck. Boom. And you don't supposed to have this. Yeah. Now keep in mind, we just come off the airlift with the shelf, the joints, right? Yeah. All I heard soon we go on the ground was the hillbilly music. You know, the little radio station. I don't even know what we had, right? I say, shit, do I say something? I suck this joint up, right?
You gotta suck it up, you ain't got no wind.
Hey, sir, I suck the joint up. I'm in a little unit they took me, I'm sleeping. Somebody come and kicked my feet. It's like, you Chambers? And threw it to me, right? He gave it to me. So I say he probably just trying to make an example in front of everybody, right?
The lieutenant tried to make an example of me when I came through Mern. You know, they take you down to R&D and Mern. Everybody think Mern underground, but it's not. But R&D is. So when you come in the facility, you go underground down in the basement, right? So, man, the biggest white boy I ever seen in my life stepped to me. It was like, man, you know, as long as you here, you address me and my officers, sir. Yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. You understand? I'm like, yeah, I hear you. Hey, nah, you address me, yes, sir, or no, sir. Do you understand? Say yes, sir. I say, man, fuck you. Man, he snatched me across that table so quick. It wasn't nothing I could do because I got the handcuffs, the shackles on. He snatched me clean across that joint, lifted off my feet, slammed on the ground. Man, you gonna address me and my staff? Yes, sir. No, sir. And that was my introduction to Mern.
Damn.
Yeah, so that's how they carried us, man. They wanted to make an example out of us, man, and let us know, man, that, you know, we don't run that. Right. But, you know, at the end of the day, man, when we on them compounds, it's different.
Right. What good, you met any good dudes from other cities that you still got relations with from other towns?
Yeah. You know, like I said, PJ from California. My man King Locust he from Akron, Ohio. This is LeBron's big homie, actually. You know what I mean? Okay. Like he done showed me photos of him and LeBron in the studio when LeBron was still in high school.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Y'all still stay in touch?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me know. I love LeBron, man. Tell LeBron a motherfucking gangster. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You got a good band, right? I be arguing with my son about that. They get that Kobe shit. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, Kobe. You know what I'm saying? But LeBron, that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Well, go ahead though.
Quite a few dudes from down Louisiana.
Okay.
And shit, man.
New Orleans guys.
Yeah, Temple Fats. Bouncy. All these dudes, man, from Magnolia. Man, it's quite a few. Dude named T from Ohio. Another dude named T from Ohio. Of course, man, you know, some guys from New York. CB, Pistol Pete was actually on the tier with me when I first got to ADX, and then I ended up moving to a step down unit. Okay. And Mac 11, just to name a few, man. The list goes on. I could be here all day.
Good joint report. It's some of them you was able to break bread with while you out here now. Yeah. Let them know what you're doing and stuff like that. Yeah. Okay. And for those who never been to the feds, man, explain to them what is a shot caller, and then when did it come about? Because I don't remember that being in the system when I was locked up.
I mean, well, you know, DC don't have one. Okay. We don't have shot callers, but we have individuals that might be on the compound that might have been there longer, got stronger rapport and relationships with other cars, like the Mexicans, the white boys, all these other gangs, the Bloods, the Crips, the GDs, the Vice Lords, or whoever, that can step up and, you know, either dead this situation, make moves happen for you. If you're trying to get some money, they can put you in position to get some money. You know what I mean? And these are individuals that we don't look at them as shot callers, but they big homies. You know what I mean? They big homies or they voices within our car. You know what I mean? But those other, you know, gangs and everything, they got shot callers. That, you know, you got to do what they say. Like if they tell you green light on something, you got to go handle that business, or you gonna get it. You know what I mean?
Man. Have you ever experienced a situation where you gain a rapport with a guy, but he got in beef with the homies and put you in a mess of situation where you couldn't involve yourself, or you had to stand down, or you had anything like that?
Yeah, you know what I mean? It was a situation with when I was in Florence, Colorado, with the blood car. And they got into it with one of the homies, man, and me and a few dudes that was bloods was cool. And it was nothing I could do to stop it. You know what I mean? Like the homies was out for blood, like, man, nah, Slim, you know what I mean? This can't, you know what I mean? So the dude that I was cool with, I'm like, look, Slim, like, I know them your homies. These my homies, man, you cool. You know what I mean? I'm not going to involve myself in it as long as you don't involve yourself in it. We're going to let them two men handle that, you know what I mean, and get it off their chest. So you know, both cars agreed to it, man, and they went in the cell and they got busy.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Them be some precarious situations, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like you
They went knife and knife too, bro.
Head of one there,
Yeah.
and blood was drawn. They worked.
Of course, you know, the homies feel some kind of way.
Right.
You know what I mean? They still, I'm like, man, he ain't lose. Like, he got hit, but he didn't lose, man. Like, how much blood do you want? So I'm like, this shit over. It's 2 men went in there and they handled the situation, and it's over.
Man. Yeah, like it's aggressive dudes all over the country, you know what I'm saying? Especially this all colors, you know what I'm saying? White, Mexicans, Indian, you know what I'm saying? But it's some aggressive dudes and you know, you're gonna have that. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have that, but it's good. It was good that y'all came to a happy meeting where they let the put, because a lot of that don't go on. You know what I'm saying? Dude usually get a short end of the stick. Yeah. But it's crazy. So what would you tell a young dude, man, that's on his way to the phase and you had the opportunity to talk to him, and what advice would you give him for the phase? I know in Lawton you said mind your business, I think that's universal. Yeah. But what else would you tell somebody if they go on their way to the phase, a young guy?
Take advantage of those opportunities they got there for you. You know what I mean? All the, you know, they just brought the Pell Grants back to the Fed so you can get a college degree now. So my advice to them would be, you know, educate yourself, man. Take advantage of everything that they offering you free, man, because, you know what I mean, you're not going to get that opportunity on the streets. Yeah, they got programs and stuff for you out here. You know, in D.C., one of the cities that do offer these programs for people, but it don't happen all over the country. So my advice to any youngest man that's going to the feds is, man, to educate yourself. You know what I mean? Work on your mind, man. So when you come home, man, you'll be educated, you'll have some skills, and you can kick the door open for whatever door that might be cracked open, whatever door opportunity may be cracked open for you. So just utilize that time, man, and educate yourself.
And when you got your GED in jail?
Yeah.
And you end up getting, let me say it again, you got a dental assistant certificate.
Interior renovating. Electrical wine.
Electrical wine.
CDL.
Damn, CDL.
I didn't complete the CDL. I got the first part of the training, but I didn't get the artificial simulation, the driving test part though, and I got my business degree.
That's crazy, man. That's strong. You know what I'm saying? That's right there by Teflon. You know what I'm saying? So that's good. You was able to flip that and put it in. That's strong, man, for real. Better be that focused like that. And you say they brought it back where they got the education in. I know they took it out at one time. Yeah. They took the weights out. They put that back in the joint too?
Well, I know certain facilities had the weights, but a majority of them don't. Right. Like the lower you go down, like the minimums and securities and shit like that.
The more latitude they give you, the more shit they put in there. Cause I'm like, man, dude get locked up now, man. It's expensive to be in jail. They got to pay for every month for things. Yeah. Texting, it's crazy.
You got to pay for the emails, to buy the music for the MP3 player, the phone, commissary, everything costs. So if you don't have that support system out here, you know what I mean, you got to find you a job, man. You got to get in that industry, get in Unico.
And the feds hustle. They hustling good in that joint, man.
It's exploitation at its finest, man, because you got these guys working in these industries, man. And in the facility that I just left from, I made parole from, was Gilmer.
Right.
They fixing, you know, Army RVs, man, in there. They really like rebuilding these joints, and they ain't getting paid now but like 36 cents an hour.
And people don't believe when you tell them that type of money they getting paid an hour, man. And dudes be really run up in that Unico, man, like they strong up in that joint, man. God damn, it's crazy.
Out the park, niggas know me. Curtbone, little homie. All days, yeah. Been a road.